What's up, Panda Nation? Peter von Panda here. Hey, I'm sure you've needed correction tape. I bought this on Amazon. It's a 10-pack from Tombow of correction tape and basically like a whiteout applicator. And I've been using it now, and I thought I'd share with you some thoughts because I've never had this brand of whiteout applicator before. And, you know, it has its pros and cons. Now, here, let's just take a look at the applicator itself. Transparent plastic, has all these like Lego-like Technics gears, and basically all you're doing is you're running a strip of like tape. It's like a little clear plastic with whiteout, with correction fluid essentially on the tape from one wheel to the other. Now it passes over this tip, and as you can see, we have the correction stuff on there, and then you kind of just drag it and you white out things. Now there's a couple reasons why you got to get this if you correct a lot of things. One, you know, I've used a lot of kind of the regular whiteout fluid, and what it never seems to do is actually cover up anything. You have to really shake it a lot. You have to usually do a couple passes. It kind of builds up material on the paper, and then it takes forever to dry. So if you're doing multiple pages and you lay them on top of each other, they start sticking together and it gets all flaky, and you're brushing little flakes of dust off. It's really annoying. So the application is slow. It's questionable on its transparency, or its opaqueness, I should say, and then it makes everything stick and it gets a mess. These are great because there's no you know, liquid. Everything is already dry. See, I can touch the whiteout stuff there. It sticks really well. You can apply it. It perfectly blocks out everything once, and you're done. Now, what I did here is I printed out a blog post that I wrote for Shinola on their Rambler GMT. You can go to the Shinola's website. I did this a couple years ago and read that. One of the few guest bloggers that they've had. Really proud of that. Thanks to Shinola for allowing me to do that. So all you do is you kind of put this tip down and then drag it along, and the friction against the paper will roll this. Now, what I want to show you here is how well it works, but a couple things that you will have to keep in mind, especially with this brand that I haven't necessarily had with other ones. So it was the summer of 1984. So if I kind of put the plastic tip down there and just kind of drag it along, you can see the correction material laying down right on top of it. It's pretty opaque, so when you Xerox this, it's going to not show up. Now you will see that I kind of skewed off the line here. Generally, if you have printed material, it's pretty easy to kind of stay straight, and the printed line is going to help you kind of stay on track. Now I will tell you, and it might be a little hard here, I'm going to kind of purposely do a little shearing action with it, because this is what I found. So I'm pulling it straight, and then I'm going to shear it kind of up, and it is pretty easy to get it off the track, right? There aren't a lot of side guides on this to keep it from getting off the track. Now you can just take your fingernail, kind of pull it to the center again, but that happened to me a number of times, and it would stop you know, laying down its material. Some other times when you're kind of doing that correction on the fly, you get a little bit of this, and also it's only about the height of a normal letter, so this is like, I think, a 12-point or 13-point font. So sometimes you might have to kind of go over a couple of these areas again just to really clean it up, depending on how much coverage you really need. If you're just kind of blocking out some words, you know, a client's name or something like that for privacy, probably not a big deal. But if you're really trying to make something really nice so that you can Xerox it over it, maybe it's like a worksheet or something like that for students, you might need to be really anal about it. But this thing works fantastically. I definitely like these applicators more than others. I will tell you here that this correction tape is 1/6 of an inch by 315 inches. Non-refillable, you just have to throw them away, but that means you get a ton of correction material in it. So if you want to check it out and get a 10-pack for your office or home or school, I'll put a link to it in the description. Peter von Panda out.